That's respect on the 1-1. I mean, even earlier on, we saw the mechanics already. The potential that you could get from ISO. So you'd really have to find a way to counter it out. Now, will Onyx PH indeed deny the other junglers available there for Shiro? But they banned the Hilda instead of any other jungler.
To be fair, Ureshi was playing a pretty decent game.
Yeah.
From early to mid, it seems like he was at the right places at the right time, on top of the right targets, making sure that King Kong's life was... he was forced to make certain moves because his life total was getting attacked by Ureshi consistently. So I'm all for it, right? Get rid of the Hilda, get rid of the annoying problems. Zetian gets banned out for the side of Area 77.
I guess that's the most interesting part. Because, like, the Zetians don't get that much attention anymore. Even though I feel like it was established that the trade back then was the Zetian into the Farsa, just cancelling out the Federate Airstrike wherever you are, but things have been different. The win rate hasn't been that good for the Zetian, so Area 77, if they want to double down on the mid lane bans again...
I mean, like, here's the thing, Brigitte.
What?
That's human nature.
People change.
You make one mistake,
Oh, it's different.
and everyone just keeps looking down on you. They'll look at you as unredeemable.
Unredeemable? God damn, brother.
That hurt.
Reality is harsh.
Whoa, wait. Oh, well, I mean, yeah, the Angela Irtho.
Dude, I'll wait. Go ahead.
I mean, it was an expression.
Yep, it's a good ban coming in from Area 77, right? They're looking ahead of time. And I think that the Zetian ban also has some logic behind it, because a lot of the reason why they were losing fights in game number 1 was because of information, right?
Yeah.
It was the lack of information for Area 77. And every time they made a move, they got punished.
Another thing, Federate Airstrike open, and then Zetian user ult can cancel that as well.
Yep.
Yeah, that too. But they still have
But Gata
ways,
could do that
so.
too. Oh, Suyo!
Oh.
Suyo Esmeralda.
I don't know about this one.
Where is... Well, yes, there's damage from the 1-1 Farsa.
No, I think that the Suyo may not... I think they're going to comfort picks, right? It has to be comfort picks at this point, because Suyo doesn't do well into this particular matchup. Yes, he chunks out the Yishin Shin given the right opportunities, but the Phoveus is going to be difficult to deal with. The Gatot as well, and most important, now that they've got the Farmus, it doesn't feel like Onyx PH can do too many mistakes, right? It's just, oh, I overextend. Drop down the ult.
In case there's any new players, this was the traditional way to deal with the 1-1, where when she uses the crossbow of Tang, you open up your ult so it doesn't like always refreshes. And the thing is, once you get like 2 or 3 items, your Ghost Bursters will be able to deal enough damage to 1-1, because she's a mid-range hero, so she will inevitably get hit by those Ghost Bursters as well. So very smart pick, showing their experience, showing the amount of years that they put into this game. But now, again, this is potentially Area 77's last game. I'm going to give it over to Gideon as well as Brigitte.
Thanks, LaFell. Woo! All right, now that the technical pauses are out of the way, it's time we start moving into the game to see what is important between our two fighters, our gladiators, fighting for tournament life from NA. It's Area 77 on the blue side, facing off against a super fam, Onyx PH on the red side.
Man, these last picks coming in from Super Friends. Such interesting choices all the time. They always make sense. It felt like they had much more room to ban out other heroes too, because since Area 77 already revealed the Farsa, they didn't have to take out the Valentina and whatnot, so it was an easy option for Onyx PH here. But then again, let's see how they play this out. Seems like the plan is to still go in aggressively, potentially get the first blood, and they will. How fortunate is it that they actually get Shiro even?
A pretty bad mistake. Honestly, I didn't think it was going to get punished this hard, because you see the initial tap the blade surge into the wall. He wanted to go over the wall to get right on top of the Litho Wanderer as it spawned. Had he gotten that, he would have more than enough time to not only take the Litho, but go to his purple buff. But the cooldowns, right? They're still pretty long in the earlier stages of the game. Just a nice chain of CC from Super Friends and Brusco.
Yeah, and also interesting, somehow Shiro still able to catch up. Also stole away that gold crab away. They find a way to deal with Brusco as well. So they even out the kill score, and they might actually try to go for King Kong. What? Ooh, maybe not the best decision, especially as you're trying to catch up. So that just hands over 2 kills in the early game for King Kong.
That has to be That was quite the mistake. I'm not sure, because he knew what the jungle pathing was. He shows up by Little Wanderer, knows that he doesn't have his orange buff, therefore it should still be up. Gets into the fight, they do make the initial play on towards Brusco's side, but then why go further than that? Why go make your way towards Beetle's side? And you know that you're low.
You literally handed over the information, and now Ureshi gets handed over to Onyx PH as well. Ghostburster is already committed. JoyBodge, will he still try to attempt to scout, though? I don't think at this point Area 77 should actually try to contest for anything, and just as they still want to farm, Shiro gets denied of that. King Kong's the only one who worked on the objective. There's the Curse of the Crow, however. Super Prince dodging all those feathered airstrikes, still survives, also dodges the falling Star Moon. Area 77 doesn't get to punish them at all.
Area 77 need to take a deep breath right now because they're playing a little nervous, right? They're making these desperate moves when honestly it's not a desperate situation within the game. I understand the elimination is on the line here, but if they don't recollect themselves, these mechanical mistakes, Onyx PH will start disrespecting you. We need to see you hold your ground like you did in game number 1.
Okay, JoyBodge. Do they have the damage to deal with him? King Kong catches up Mountain Shocker into JoyBodge. Will actually get to punish, not even punish, just clearly take him down. Shiro gets chased by Super Prince. AOG committed by Brusco. They're forcing the fight right here. There goes the NetherRealm as well, surviving or allowing them to survive. Things are not looking too good. It's already a 6-1 kill score.
Hunter, please, we need you to land these shots. He's trying to be... Oh, wait, no! Ureshi finds a play of his own, but it did come at the cost of his flicker. If he manages to walk it, it'll be great, but no, he's gonna fall as well. You can see this desperation oozing out of Area 77.
You need to see the chemistry, their familiarity with one another come in, because it feels like they're doing too much things, separate things, individually in this game, which clearly is not the way to go up against this lineup, especially if you're trying to play around certain heroes of Area 77, because being this much behind, especially on Shiro, doesn't guarantee the space that your other members need to farm up.
Yes, and right now, you can tell that when it comes down, when people talk about experience, right, most people are thinking, oh, you need to have a certain level of game IQ. No, Onyx PH has years of protocols that they've implemented in their game, force of habits when they see certain movements across the map. When you see someone like Ureshi walks up, guess who's there? Kirk, keeping an eye on it. And with that being said, their numbers advantage can pinch them whenever they want to. With the lead that they have, they're forcing it.
Dark Wave and Infernal Pursuits into the AOG. Even with those two setups, it's all enough for Onyx PH to take down several members from Area 77, and now it's an easy way for them to convert. Just 5 minutes into this game, they'll actually get to take the tier 1 in mid.
Yep, this mid trio from Onyx PH now bulldozing their way. The most important structure of the mid lane collapses, and the anchor of Area 77 just struggling. Like, I mean, ISO, he's doing okay, right? He's trying to hold on to this wave, but the single assist, and more importantly so, the crab control from Kelra is only going to propel him forward, right? 92 gold, honestly not that bad. ISO is holding on despite Kelra's initial assist.
Oh, but Shiro gets caught here in the middle of 3, or actually 4 members of Onyx PH. That's already monster kill for King Kong. Gets to use the Mountain Shocker onto Hunter. And with the AOG, they don't get to catch JoyBodge, but still, those are 2 crucial members from Area 77 already.
The one thing that you should never give Onyx PH, it's tempo. They've got not only a decent lead on their side that we've seen a lot of teams recover from, even at the top of their game, but tempo is too powerful.
That's Kirk dealing with 2 members all by himself. And with that little help he got from Super Prince, they got to kill ISO for the first time. So all members of Area 77, they're clearly struggling at this point in time.
Any play that they make is going to get disengaged. They need to understand how this composition works from the side of Onyx PH. They're getting bulldozed through because they don't have the right abilities at the right times. Not to mention, not even the items, right? So it feels hopeless. The only ways we see Onyx PH actually dropping the ball mainly comes from Brusco. His AOG is a game changer right now. Great disengage, but more importantly, it forces Area 77 to use a battle spell if they are caught out in the open. We need to start with that. Punish Brusco. Get that AOG out of the way, and then be patient if Onyx PH makes a mistake.
And that might just be the way they're planning to go. And their first step is to maybe avoid the fights for now, as they look for the trades on the opposite sides of the map. But will Onyx PH actually let you avoid these fights? Kirk will try to chase down Shiro, forced to use the Retribution. AOG gets dodged, but he won't get to judge the Infernal Pursuits. And they finally deal with him once again for the 6th time in this game.
Honestly, it's not too bad because there's no jungle camps that Shiro could have taken, right? No jungle camps to invade and steal. Taking that tier 2 is not that bad, and dying for a 6th time at this point really isn't much goal to the side of Onyx PH. They can kill him another 4 more times, and then yes, we have the Diggy, good old Diggy feeding strap, but even so, he's basically pretty worthless.
Yeah, Ureshi's gonna try his very best to escape this chase from Onyx PH. Fortunately, he has the mobility as an Esmeralda and the Flicker to keep him safe. But that doesn't change the fact that he'll get to find King Kong in the mid lane, and King Kong's the one who has enough damage to actually deal with him there.
They've already taken down Ureshi here. Onyx PH, they want anybody other than Shiro right now. Shiro just doesn't give them enough gold. It's not worth the time. They've already taken 1 off of ISO. They've taken 1 off of Ureshi at this point. Sorry, 3 off of Ureshi. They just need to get these holy shields down. If they're able to crack these holy shields early on, this Lord could be devastating for Onyx PH. They have a 6.4k lead with the majority of their carries already moving to their 3rd item.
Yeah, that's already a Blade of Despair that you can see. Oh, doesn't even get to use the ejector. He's just cancelled by the Dark Wave as well. Fettered Airstrike doesn't deal enough damage either towards the members of Onyx PH. So they're not gonna force a fight. Look at King Kong just working on other things across the map. ISO tries to fight against him, but that might not be the right choice. Just look at the damage coming in from this 904 Yi Sun Shin.
3 empowered auto attacks is all he needs to take out ISO. There's really no counterplay to that. For now, Shiro, understanding his role, hey, if there's anything I need to do, it's to push these towers. The holy shielding from the side of Area 77 starts to collapse, and that's perfect for Onyx PH. They're setting up this lore. They don't care. Take the Econ turrets on the tier 2s. Yes, they're not buffed up anymore, and they'll take a little bit shorter to break down, but when this lord falls into the hands of Onyx PH, they're going to look to end.
Yeah, these are things that Onyx PH just willingly chose to let go of. They just allowed Shiro to take those turrets, to take the orange buff. It's not like they don't have any information whatsoever that he's doing that anyway. And now they assign Kirk to go for the chase. He might just deny Shiro of his path to getting back to his base, but at least for now, Area 77, they definitely have to find a way to defend and deal with this upcoming siege.
And now they're calling the squadron back. They're like, whatever, you can take an inhibitor if you want to. You can try, because we're going to close out this game, Shiro. You decide your fate, as we see Onyx PH now knocking on the front door.
Oh, he probably tried to buy some time, but look at the Fettered Airstrike immediately cancelled by the Dark Wave. There goes the Unstoppable Force and the Ejector onto Kelber, but the Netherrealm saves him just in time, and even the Crossbow of Tang doesn't feel like it dealt enough damage against Onyx, but it will be enough to at least send them back.
All right, they took an inhibitor. They're looking for 1 more inhibitor. And Shiro, he's already gotten that initial push, but for some reason, they decided to switch Kirk and Brusco, right? With 2 inhibitors now, Brusco is finally back in. He's been holding the AOG this entire time! Oh my god!
And there goes the AOG, who actually somehow gets to dodge it, but will he be able to dodge the damage coming in from Onyx PH? Might not. And now they gain access to the base. This looks like it's finally it for Onyx PH, but Area 77 still find a way to clear it.
Another wave is about to collapse. Top side is going to go through, and it looks like Onyx, they're waiting for a mistake. They can't really necessarily force it. They already technically made a mistake by diving too far, and now they're just waiting for the waves to make sure that this is an inevitable end.
Yeah, fortunately they get to dodge those potential setups coming in from Onyx PH, but the death timers aren't that long, so they might have to respect that a bit as well. All members of Area 77 are back in this game, but they seem to want to end it as soon as they can. They find a target there. They look for Joy Bodge. They finally get to take him down. ISO gets to find the stacks, but there's a Winter Crown and another realm. And this might finally be the opportunity for Onyx PH to end things. They don't have the minions, however, but that's a near wipeout for Area 77. ISO will try to find an opening, but that will be denied from them. And this means that Onyx PH will stay in this tournament.
And that's a 2-0 victory for Onyx PH, eliminating Area 77. Oh man, game 2, that was a beatdown, LaFell.
I mean, I don't know about you. I think that was a very fun game, and both teams get to express themselves, because I kind of feel like at one point they're like, okay, we know what's gonna happen, right? So might as well trade a lot of objectives. And to be fair, they got it. They got a lot of turrets in the game, and overall, yes, they lost. But again, you're gonna lose to anyone. Might as well be the world champions.
I think there's nothing to be disappointed here from the side of Area 77 as well as NA fans out there. The early game definitely is what really sealed the deal, because once Onyx PH had their mid trio kind of roaming around and kind of bulldozing after the mid tier 1, it was basically done for, right? Side laners, nobody was getting much of a lead anywhere there, so it's just, there's no saving grace.
Yeah, the way that Onyx PH just decided to capitalize mistake after mistake coming from Area 77, this was, yet again, experience clearly in play. I feel like there were a lot of those small mistakes which could have been avoided, but that's the thing. Maybe this is still, in a way, at the end of the day, something to learn from if you're Area 77. And for their first experience, for sure, they've got a lot of lessons from the first 2 matches that they played.
I mean, here's the thing. When it comes to experience, we don't talk about this a lot, but there's an art to be on stage, because we've heard from multiple teams either they're too scared or too hyped. Even for teams that's been here like a few years now, they have this mental crutch where, yes, you got a good game, but that doesn't mean you have to overextend. And now we're going to throw it over to an interview with Kelra and Eterna.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Sorry, we were discussing a little bit earlier on because apparently Kelra needs a translator. Yes. Yes, he needs translator. Okay, Kelra, congratulations for winning this match. Now, I heard that you were sick before getting into this match. Is that true?
Yes, is that true?
Okay, are you okay? What's going
Right
on?
now, I'm okay, but earlier I not feel better because it's hard to breathe because of my asthma.
Oh, so the asthma was triggered.
Yes, and also I'm feeling dizzy earlier.
Oh, dizzy and asthma. But you're feeling okay now, or is it still?
A little bit, okay.
A little bit. Okay, we'll make it quick then. We'll make it quick. Get well soon, Kelra. Hope
Thank
everything
you.
is okay because you're sick, you're unwell right now, but it didn't translate into the game. Game number 2, that was a very dominant game to say the least. Congratulations on that. And that's why I was really wondering, and I think a lot of people back at home are very curious too, as to what's been going on with Onyx PH. It's very different to your M6 run. I think you guys went through that very smoothly, but here at MSC, going to the lower bracket, has there been obstacles, challenges maybe that we should know about?
Siguro yung mga naging obstacles lang sa amin yung mga naging challenges sa amin. Mas naka-adapt yung mga team ngayon sa playstyle namin compare sa M6 na run namin na dominating kami, na walang naka-adapt sa laro namin.
He said that I think the challenges that we have faced during this season is that a lot of players and teams are able to adapt with our play style compared to our play style in M6.
Okay, so it feels like the other teams are stepping up because we didn't get to talk to you about what happened after that Aurora game. How did the team take it? Was it a positive vibe after that, or what happened?
Nung pagkatapos sa laban namin sa Aurora, parang hindi naman namin in-expect na kami talaga yung mananalo dun. Pero confident kami kaya pala namin na manalo dun sa Aurora. Naka-scrim kasi namin yung Aurora. Yung result ng scrim namin is very, dikit talaga yung laban. Kaya, yun. Mas naging positive pala kami nung after namin matalo.
Okay, so he said that after our game with Aurora, we became confident after that, but although we didn't expect that we're gonna win the fight because we were able to to do scrims with them. But despite that, they're still able to be motivated after their fight with Aurora.
Okay, so still motivated after
Yes.
that, but you were expecting that loss against Aurora?
Hindi ko naman na-expect yung loss. Kumbaga, expect ko lang na magiging close fight yung laban namin.
We didn't expect to be to lose the game, but we expected that it's going to be a close fight between us.
Oh, okay. They expected it to be a close fight. But was that okay? Was the players all right after that? Was it like a hard hit to the mental, or are you guys okay?
After talaga ng laban namin, parang mas na-motivate talaga kami, tapos mas natuwa kami. Ewan, ba't ganun naging feeling namin? After nun, parang gigil na gigil kami. Mas gusto namin, after ba namin, pagkatalo namin doon, gusto na ulit namin maglaro eh. Ganun feeling.
After that game fight, we don't actually know, but we just felt motivated after that. We just want to win more.
Okay, so the drive became larger after that loss. Now, speaking of that drive, you're not in knockouts just yet, right? You still have one more match to take down, and it's either going to be against HomeBois or Team Spirit. So, up first, who do you think it's going to be up against?
Tingin ko yung makalaban namin HomeBois. Kasi malakas din Team Secret eh.
I think it's going to be HomeBois because they're strong.
Ooh, HomeBois. Okay, I mean, right now, HomeBois are looking like a strong contender, but Team Spirit are too. Do you think it's going to be a 2-0 for HomeBois or a 2-1 for HomeBois?
2-1.
2-1 for HomeBois. Any message for HomeBois then?
Message ko lang, galingan nyo, gagalingan namin.
You better do it, because we're going to fight, we're going to do better.
Okay, thank you so much, Kelra. The golden standard. We're not gonna take too much of your time because we want you to get well as soon as possible. So with that, we're gonna throw it over back to our casters to break it down.
Hey, thank you. In a way, again, we wish him fast recovery. Looks like a lot of people are getting sick here. So hopefully everyone is doing okay. And you know what's interesting about the interviews here is that the person talks very long.
Yeah.
And then the translation so short. It's like the reverse of me. I take short ones and make it longer.
That's
this is longer.
true.
Very, very time efficient.
Hey, I think, well, I'm just going to live in my naive little world and just assume that Tagalog is just a lot of words that have very condensed meanings.
Well, in a way, it does feel like a much more condensed and summarized version of some of the ideas that are repeated here, similar to the entire. They didn't feel that bad after losing. It was just, for some reason, a lot more motivation. It felt to them that they wanted to play right after that happened, which of course doesn't happen because you have a day to rest. But, you know, like maybe that's the super family mindset.
I mean, honestly, we can relate. Because when we lose, we're not going to sleep.
Oh, that,
There's
yeah.
one more game. Until we win, we're not going to sleep. But now, we're going to be looking at the MVP of the match. It could go on to anyone. It goes over to Kelra.
Yep, Kelra.
Sure.
3-0 and 3 on this
It's not like there's a
Iridel.
Yisun Shin in that game.
Hey.
That kind of like one-shots people, you know?
Hey, Kelra had to struggle. King Kong just got to farm. That's
Yep.
the difference. That's why he's the most valuable player.
Or Kelra denied the main hero they wanted to play around.
That's also true. Yes. Also making sure that the 1-1 wasn't as effective. I mean, again, having lane dominance has its roles. We're being real kind with this because, man, oh boy, Kelra, it's hard to say that he isn't the gold standard
Yeah.
without getting an MVP.
Yeah, but anyways, for you guys at home, make sure you guys support the teams. It's only what? 20 diamonds. Make sure you guys support the teams because, again, it all contributes to your own benefit of getting skins as well as a lot of goodies with the MSC coins. Now, coming up next, it's very interesting because Kelra has a lot of confidence for HomeBois. So I'm not going to have opinions because we know how that goes. So I'm not even going to ask you guys. We're just going to prepare for the next one because right now we're going for a break where after this is Team Spirit going up against HomeBois.
Reach your impossible. Lenovo Legion.
We're finally here at the final match of the day. And this is going to be between HomeBois going up against Team Spirit. In terms of storylines, they've met before, at least in terms of the organization. The players, not so much. Welcome to the MSC here at the Esports World Cup. My name is Rafael. Alongside with me is Brigida as well as Gideon, where we're going to be talking about this match. And it's interesting where Kelra thinks that it's going to be a 2-1, could go over to HomeBois. But if you look at the previous, I would say, performance of both teams, Team Spirit looks more confident, and HomeBois looks a bit shaky.
Yeah, I have to agree. I think that Team Spirit is really solid this time around, right? And I'm glad at the very least both of these teams aren't going to be the cause of each other's downfall. They're not going to group each other here. It's just, it's a no-stakes match. This is just for a playoff advancement.
Yeah. The fans can relax a bit, I guess, because like these
just
teams...
a bit, because loser's going to go up against Onyx, you know.
Yeah. Oh, that's another thing, you know? Like, whoever loses this will have to win against Onyx if they want to secure the last or one of the last few spots remaining for knockouts. But yeah, at least they're heading into this match without thinking that it is a do or die or it is the elimination. But I guess it depends on perspective.
Yeah, in a way, it's kind of do or die, because if you lose, you're going up against Onyx. So kind of the same thing. Speaking of which, I don't know if the audience can hear it, but here at Team Spirit, they're already voicing out their confidence, their war cries, right? Either way, definitely Team Spirit looks much more stronger. But again, looking at the opponents that they went up against before, Team Yaguay, does look like they're not really up to date on how to play the matchups in this current meta, where HomeBois, they won, but they really won based on the punish that they did against Team Flash. Now, here's the thing. Will Team Spirit do any kind of mistakes that they'll be able to punish? Because looking at how they've been playing, they've been pretty clean.
Well, based on, you know, context cues that I'm solely basing this off of what Kelra is saying and what I've been hearing down the grapevine, it really boils down to scrims, right?
Yeah.
What is the information are they getting from the scrims itself? HomeBois is one thing, but Team Spirit, I feel like considering the environment that they've been playing in, the Brave draft system that they have to go through, their hero pools have always been big, but now with a lineup that has stuck together for more than 1 year, this team coming in from EECA is a powerhouse for a reason. And it's not only because of their strong fundamentals, but each person is a playmaker in their own right.
Yeah, I agree. This is somehow definitely going to be a much more level playing field for Team Spirit if we were to base it from the previous matches that they had. But seemingly, even through the interviews you get from them in the previous match that they had, the confidence, you still get to see it there. Like, you talk, or Aterna talked to Hiko, and I mean, we all know Hiko's the guy. He's all smiles. He's just that very jolly, young player, one of the youngest players that we have here in MSC. But when you ask him about his confidence, I know he says it's okay, but it doesn't seem like it's just okay if you look at his play.
Hey, you gotta lie to your opponents. All right?
Give him false hope.
When you're really confident, just be like, not really. I'm like very nervous. And if you're like super not confident, be like, I'm good. you just gotta lie. You know?
I feel like between the matchup of HomeBois and Team Spirit, between Hiko and as well as MLQT, where Hiko's like, yeah, you know, I'm no big deal. And then there's MLQT who's just like, I'm kind of average overall.
Really? He's the average marksman.
He is the average marksman. They give off the same energy, which is why coming into this matchup, I really want to see whether or not what we've been seeing from the HomeBois, is it just the wrong read on the meta, or is it the information from the scrims that have been kind of skewing their perspective on the meta as a whole?
Yeah, I'm honestly looking forward to see how HomeBois does enter this match, because I don't think relying simply or just on the ability to punish your opponents is gonna be enough, especially in the long run if you really get to stay longer here in MSC, because heading into this tournament, they've gotten a lot of attention. They've only lost to, I believe, SRG in their entire run, and that's definitely something you'd have to look at from MPL-MY. But the way that they won in their first match, I believe for many wasn't that convincing.
I mean, again, like their story is basically like every single player are basically scraps, right? Sup, Daddy Hood, the owner is there. But yeah, looking at the team, they are very strong, but also one of those teams that they really need confidence in order to play well, because their main shot caller, Ivan, really needs to be in the zone to make sure that everyone is playing their positions well. And now we got to talk about both these matchups, because Hikomania going up against Malaysia, this is not the first time. Heck, before this, even HomeBois went against previously Des Volt. That's also a story in itself. Right now, we're looking at a man on a mission. So far, going up against Vamos, they were able to win. But MSC 2024, HomeBois was able to beat Team Spirit. Now, here's the thing. In terms of the organization, more or less the same, but the players are definitely different.
Yeah, the players are definitely different. This is a whole new HomeBois in the, rebranded, right?
Yeah, rebranded,
with what people some may call scraps, now turned into potential diamonds. And they could really change this narrative here, because keep in mind, Team Spirit, it's not like they're unfamiliar. Yes, they do have history with Malaysian teams, but they also decided to boot camp in MY as well. So keep that in mind, that they do probably have a, I wouldn't say upper hand, but at least a good insight onto the MY playstyle.
Yeah, I mean, even for the match wherein we saw Onyx PH and Aurora, those players too weren't entirely the same players in Aurora PH, which you get to see go up against each other every single time. But the stories behind the organizations, it's still there, and now that's gonna be what Hiko aspires or strives or wants to do in this match, is to even out the score historically between these two organizations, because if they do get to win it this time, then they'll be able to bring it to a 2-2 standing. Like regardless of the changes between Vamos, between HomeBois and Dios Volt and Team Spirit, then that's probably what they're going to be after.
Honestly, there's a lot of lane-to-lane matchups that I really want to look at, but I want to start with the gold lane, because MLQT back in MPL Malaysia is known to be like, even though we call him the ordinary marksman, he does try to win his lane. Like, he's very aggressive in the sense that he wants to join the fight even when it's like not super necessary. He just wants to be involved. But I gotta say, in the previous matchup going up against Team Flash, I see some hesitation. It almost feels like he's playing a little bit too safe, which is not really his playstyle. Going up against Hikomania, we've seen him having the capability of even getting savages against one of the stronger teams. So I really feel like Hikomania, despite him saying, you know, confidence-wise, it's just okay, I kind of feel like for both of them, MLQT is the one that really has to get comfortable here, where Hikomania, in a way, he feels at home.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because Hikomania has proven time and time again that he is capable to play on a big stage and perform at the highest level. But HomeBois, this new revamped, rebranded HomeBois, it's a little different. As we get into this draft, I'm hoping this time around it could change that full narrative that these rejects are now turned into diamonds and shaping up to be potential favorites or dark horses, right? I mean, if we're talking about, as we go into the draft, we need to start talking about some of the other matchups because Izanami Yayo or Izanami, the Prince
Just
of Mages
Izanami.
against Sunset Lover.
I don't care.
Fair enough, but Izanami and Sunset Lover are honestly pretty similar in their play style. And then finally, the one matchup which I'm really worried about, Amal versus One Shot, because One Shot really feels like he's found himself this season.
That's true. The mechanics that we've seen from One Shot, they've been terrifying, which leads me to my question of whether it will be the same situation where the Lancelot is gonna be banned, because for the past few games, I think we've seen that teams have just been respecting him, but so far it's still open.
Personally, for me, I prefer the Lancelot getting banned or HomeBois pick it up. No bias, but you know, it is what it is. I don't even say it is what is it, you know. But yeah, personally for me, I do prefer it getting banned out because so far people have been fighting the Lancelot with the Hilda. But I kind of feel like for both junglers, they're experienced enough to be like, this is a nuisance, but I'll get through it eventually.
Yeah, no, I agree. I can agree with that. But I feel like Lancelot right now is positioned in the meta a little too well, right? It has a very high skill ceiling, but it's got ridiculous numbers thanks to the items that people have been adding onto it. But let's look at the fun fact, because again, the staple from Team Spirit, Kid Bomba. Apparently his IGN came from a kid who shouted Kid Bomba after his Fanny eliminated Emmy with just one shot.
Wait, so one shot is it one hit or one shot the player?
I don't know. It'll be funny, even funnier if one shot the player was the guy getting hit by Kid Bomba and he's like, Kid Bomba!
It's like, oh, I like that name. I died, but hey, One Shot is a good name.
Oh, wait. Are they actually...
Banning out the Irito, this is very interesting.
They want to set up for a 1-1 first pick. Let's see whether TS decides to kind of lean into it, right? They can decide to be like, yeah, sure, no 1-1, no problem.
Why does it feel like they're thinking about, they might let it go?
But the thing is, they ban out the Arlet, so this makes it so that Team Spirit can pick up the Farsa.
Yeah.
Maybe even Farsa Lancelot to go up against the 1-1. I kind of feel like that's a worth it trade.
So are we still going to
She
support...
even went Omen, they're like,
No, because I'm thinking, are we still going to be supporting HomeBois in... Oh, wait. It was okay, coach. I see.
I don't understand.
This is the table of the flipping.
Why? Why would you... You're on blue side. You're on blue side, and you're like, I want to set up to potentially get a 1-1, but no, we're going to go
now they
Lance.
can get a Farsa.
Yeah, now they're going to get
Farsa
the Farsa.
Granger?
Do they want to go Granger here? I mean, it would have been nice if Erythel was open, but hey, decided to ban it out.
There's a Phoveus too.
Phoveus isn't too bad, but then that opens up options for TS picking up the CC and then really starting to compromise. I mean, it's difficult enough that you have to deal with the
Jushin?
The Jushin, yes. Sorry, I don't know why the name was taking so long to get to me. Processing speed slowing down.
It's okay. I forget people's names too.
Maybe it's the voices. I don't know. Even so, being able to kind of stick onto your opponents is always a really good opportunity. But that's the thing. You are going to be an anchor. And now HomeBois say, you know what? We don't want that Farsa. Instead, we're going to lean into the Kimi this time, plus the Badang, which is probably saying something about TS. Like, hey, maybe there's an opportunity, and it also deters TS from actually picking up Joy.
Interesting flow we've seen so far. So does Team Spirit get the hero for
Phoveus? I feel like either Phoveus or the Hilda is an option here.
I don't think that they're going to go for
but like
Phoveus or Hilda.
I'm just worried about the one-shot options later. Oh my... Okay.
There's a lot of damage here, but the thing is, HomeBois has a lot of damage as well. So it kind of looks like for HomeBois as well as Team Spirit, they're just, making a gentleman's agreement and be like, hey, let's fight Micro here to see that who has the better skills.
I'm down, but the problem is that HomeBois do have a bit of a trump card on their side. Ooh, good ban on the Akai. Really good option here for the side of the HomeBois to ban out, but the same goes for TS. It does reveal a little bit of how they want to run their comp. However, HomeBois, they kind of have their book a little more open other than the Badang. I feel like TS need to recognize two things. One, yes, the Phoveus is still a potential for the side of the HomeBois, but I think they should be more worried about a Masha more than anything else.
Or maybe even later on, if HomeBois picks up something like a Harif, I kind of feel like their momentum, it builds up very, very fast with the Kimi as well as the Harif and even the Badang. Like, they just, okay. Hey, you know what? I'm good at drafting too.
Hey, they could throw the Kimmy into the gold lane. The worst comes to worst, right? I think that's still a potential. There's still some potential there. I'm not sure how that matchup works up specifically against the Wanwan. I know Granger and Harith. I'm not so sure about the Wanwan positioning on that. Now we go to the final ban for the side of the HomeBois, and then first picks on the second phase for TS.
Oh wait, another pick that people like to go up against the 1-1. Mostly just because you want to survive the lane is pick up something like a Claude, which I remember like week 1 or week 2 of MPL. That is something that Melcutie really likes to use just to make sure that this 1-1 is not able to get an edge over him.
This is interesting. It seems like it's purely utility that they want to deny from one shot. So
again, gentleman's agreement, let everyone be damaged.
They're letting... I mean, I thought damage was the good thing. Like,
It is
even
good.
a lot of damage was a good thing. But
I like it.
HomeBois are just letting it happen for Team Spirit. But they save one-shot's hero for later. Picking up the... Wow, this is like a lot of single target, not so much bursty composition we're seeing from Team Spirit so far.
I totally agree. I think that right now, Team Spirit, what it really boils down to is we fight. We're going to get, no matter what, there's going to be attacks for our life total when we trade against each other. But if I can leave the lane first, we rotate super quickly with our entire lineup. I think that's the general idea I'm seeing from the side of TS.
Yeah, I kind of feel like they're playing for Hiko here because honestly, like this is kind of like the same mindset or playstyle that they have for quite a while, and now picking up the Ruby as well as the Beatrix. So first you thought, oh, Ruby gold lane, and you're like, nah.
No, even the Lancelot first pick gave us that feeling, you know?
Hey, Mythic Seal picked up Lancelot first pick and took down SRG, okay?
Yeah.
I still have my traumas, Brigitte.
There are still traumas, but now Guinevere comes into play. This is really good.
That was so surprising they immediately drop it down.
Yeah, no, I have to admit, Team Spirit, I think they've got a better draft here. It's easier to pull off. However, it all boils down to, can you land the CC in the first place, right? So HomeBois have a high ceiling of trying to outplay TS, but at the same time, TS, if anything hits, it's over.
Yep, T has a lot of ways to initiate a fight, so I'm going to be throwing it over to you guys, and we'll see how this match really plays out.
Oh man, LaFell doesn't even want to give a prediction. I mean, or he even doesn't even want to say what comp that he likes
doesn't want to
even
say
more. He's like,
anything.
nah, there's too many curses in play. But hey, what about you guys at home? Who do you think is going to win? This is going to be a really fun matchup. We don't get to see. I mean, the first shifters got a fun little game of their own.
The Atlas, they got the Atlas.
They got the Atlas, so therefore we deserve to have some fun too. It's time here at the MSC Midseason Cup 2025 live in Riyadh for the EWC 25. HomeBois going to be on blue side, facing off against Team Spirit on the red.
This is gonna be an interesting take on the playstyle from Team Spirit. I don't know if you could say it's mostly team fight, because the majority of the heroes we're seeing in their composition are literally single target heroes. I mean, you could say that the Guinevere could like affect more than one hero, and it's great that it has a way to keep itself or immune itself from the other crowd controls that can come in from HomeBois, because that's going to be a problem. I mean, Ivan, Izanami, and actually, more importantly, Vel, right? Those are a lot of layers of crowd control that you have to think about if you're Team Spirit who wants to go in and looks for the setup.
So many, right? And I think this game is going to boil down to the performance of the laners on every single lane. Maybe the junglers not so much, but there is a higher onus on one shot to land his abilities, and Amal needs to be able to use his iframes to get on out of there. Speaking of which, let's look at the emblem setup, because this time around, I'm not seeing Killing Spree. Amal has decided to go for the War Cry.
Even for, I mean, looking at the emblem combinations for one shot, since it's been a while since I've seen a Guinevere jungle, seems like it's going for a tank emblem, a little bit of thrill here, and of course additional damage to the jungle. So yeah, maybe it is indeed Team Spirit just wanting to play around Hiko. If even the Guinevere seems like it's going for a bit more tankier approach.
Yeah, I think the tankier approach is slightly better here, right? Because if we're talking about just like there's just so much disruption from HomeBois' side, the only way we see One Shot actually making an outplay of his own is if he times his Violet Requiem perfectly against the I'm Offended. But now, first fight.
Oh, that's another one. That's timed, but look at the layers of crowd control coming in from HomeBois. They introduced it as early as minute 2 of this game. First blood is none other than One Shot, and this is likely to be a turn turtle that gets into the hands of HomeBois. Thornrose dealing a lot of damage, but Amal somehow gets punished too.
He didn't. Oh, he thought they wanted to go for more. I'm pretty sure Vel was communicating I was going to flicker and try to make a play to get you out of there, but it happened too late, and now the I'm offended as well.
My.
I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't expecting those 2 upcoming kills.
That's true. That's why I already stopped. Like, imagine that. There was still a flicker that Ivan could potentially burn, and yes, it's gonna be a huge problem for Team Spirit, who's just trying to run away, but that's the thing. This isn't a gold lane Ruby. It's an XP lane Ruby, so seeing it active in the first objective just helped so much in terms of HomeBois winning that fight. I mean, the way that they're able to layer the fist break and the I am offended, Team Spirit could barely move, could barely get out. There aren't any purify spells either way other than Sunset Lover.
Yeah. Oh, so it seems like I was wrong. Amal did end up missing one of the punctures. He didn't get a reset on it, which is why he couldn't double dash out of the pickup here. Even so, right, the extensions and the kills that came afterwards, after Amal died, is really great for the HomeBois, because these leads adds up for people like Izanami. He's got that full level lead against Sunset Lover and Vel. He's got full priority, right? He's not really interacting with Kid Bomba. He's saying, hey, I am willing to give you a little bit of gold, because if Izanami gets far enough ahead, you don't have an option. And he still has Purify, so Sawo's thinking, man, I can't even force it.
Oh, already using the Traction Pulse though. Got to be cautious of Sawo, because he can potentially look for a setup though. But this is different from what we were kind of expecting to be Team Spirit just constantly being the ones to dive, trying to interrupt and look for Izanami or making him uncomfortable in terms of positioning, because if they're able to establish this lead, I mean, that's 100% kill participation for majority of their heroes so far. So I feel like they're gonna be extra confident in whatever they try to do or in wherever they try to position themselves, and that's what we're seeing right now prior to the next objective of this game.
Amal, gotta be careful there, buddy. You can't be losing your resets here, especially for your puncture. It's too important.
Whoa.
This might break out. The Traction Pulse has been thrown, but at this point, everybody, they're ready for this 5v5. They're really...
Oh, and it's HomeBois who starts things first. Amal doesn't land the Thornrose, will still try to go for Hiko, however, and Vel actually gets taken down. Kid Bomba surprisingly gets the last hit on the turtle, and Amal might have just gotten taken down. What? Renner's apathy from Melcutie. It lands to Sawo.
That was a headshot coming in from Melcutie, saving at least a bit of the scenario. They give away the turtle, but they end up losing 2 for it. Amal, he's got to be careful here. He cannot make these types of mistakes. And honestly, just with the War Axe alone, Hiko was put in a lot of trouble. Had he landed it, that definitely would have been a kill. But now the lane swaps have started to come through, right? Melcutie still wants to be able to participate for this upcoming turtle fight. And surprisingly enough, Vel is willing to sacrifice bot tier 1 for this.
Oh, brief stun onto Kid Bomba, enough to burst him down through the follow-up damage of Melcutie, but the curtain call! Such well-timed and well-placed, and now one shot finds the kill onto Melcutie. There's the way of the dragon as well, landed onto Vel, but look at the sustain and the phantom execution! HomeBois, they turned things around!
How worth it is it? I gotta give it to Kid Bomba. He outplayed the scenario very well, but it's a 2-for-2 trade with a tier 1 down bot side and Hiko catching double waves in the process. The true winner of this really is Hiko, because Melcutie, if he survived here, it would have been a different story. Had he taken a kill off of Kid Bomba, then the economical damage wouldn't have been so bad as Hiko continues to get ahead in this game. The cleanup is nice from the side of the HomeBois, but the execution is not as polished as we would like it. Look at Kid Bomba. He knows he outplayed that. It's like, try me again.
How often do you see the actual winners not being part of the fight? but yeah, Hiko got a lot from that entire team fight, which took HomeBois long enough, but still, if you look at the lead, at least it's still in Team Spirit's hand. But nonetheless, I'm liking the mechanics. I'm liking how coordinated HomeBois actually is starting to look like in this game, regardless of how Team Spirit seems to play it maybe a little too aggressively even. I mean, there were a lot of times Kid Bomba up top was even right under the turret already, but they tried to recreate that play onto one shot, has a way to immune himself, however, not the angle they're trying to look for as they land the kick on Izanami, and Amal gets taken down even before he gets to use the Phantom Execution of the crossbow of Tang! He's actually finding the targets right now. 4 members Armor's already taken down from HomeBois.
And now you can hear, I can even hear it from here. Team Spirit are very vocal about it. We saw that mistake. You do not get to walk away with that. We need more polish. We need to smell the varnish off of you. Anything less is beneath us. Kibumba already managed to get the blade armor. This is going to just be a tougher time for MLQT to try and cut through him until he gets a Malefic Roar or a gun. Regardless, it is a winning scenario as Team Spirit, 7 minutes into this game, 4,000 gold ahead, and a majority of it being held by both the side laners, Kibumba and especially Hiko.
They have so much room to move around the map. Ever since they've been winning out on the macros is the first few team fights that we've been seeing. And it's a surprising change of pace for this game. I mean, that was a high-pitched crossbow tang. It came in a little too surprisingly as well. Oh, traction pulse though. Doesn't land onto anyone, but they've created enough space yet again for Team Spirit, who will likely try to just secure this for themselves. HomeBois, even after that great start, even after those multiple chain CCs that we thought could have made things so much difficult for Team Spirit, now they're the ones struggling to find a way back. And look at the curtain call once again, landed beautifully, but the Bennett's Rage, there's enough damage as well. Kibumba popping the Vengeance, tries to sustain a little bit more, but Hiko will try to look for the stacks. There's a flicker from Bell, but he gets to receive the Way of the Dragon, and that gives 2 kills, or 1 kill, 1-for-1 trade for both of these teams.
And Amal, he's coming back into this. He's like, guys, I messed up a couple of times, but now I'm going to make sure that if we get somebody low, I will finish them off. And Kibumba, he tanked the damage with the help of that Vengeance, and not to mention his blade armor, which is making Izanami's life extremely difficult. But the conversion, right? Team Spirit was 4,000. There's now 6.1k ahead, and they still have the Lord walking down to the bottom side. All the Econ turrets, which is all this tier 2 turrets, are going to collapse. That holy shielding will protect them. But I think that Team Spirit now just really taking their time, right? Eating away at the economy of the HomeBois, stealing away their jungle at the same time.
Yeah, you gotta be careful if you're HomeBois. There are flickers available for Sao. Spatial migrations even for one shot, and looking like the holy shields are already gonna pop before the Lord even gets to approach their inhibitor turret down bottom. Sao might have wanted to try and go for the attempt, but they're gonna play it safe. There's the traction pulse, gets dodged by the Crimson Beacon, and somehow HomeBois successfully defend for now.
All holy shielding has been stripped away, and Team Spirit, they understood there's no way we're going to be able to finish this on the first time, right? Even Sawo, he's looking for an angle, but if he doesn't see it, they just have to back off. No reason to throw your lead now, especially now that you've developed a very solid 7k. In about, what, 70 seconds or so, HomeBois are bound to make a mistake. They have to walk back up. Malefic Gun already purchased for the side of MLQT, and I think it really boils down to a battle of battle spells, unironically.
That's true. I like how Sawo, yes, tried to look for a kick, but when he saw that it might not be the best time to go for a kick anymore, just disengaged. Didn't force anything to happen anymore, because that's respect, of course, coming in from Team Spirit and them just badly wanting to hold on to the lead that they have. And now all they have to do is just to keep managing these waves, deny the potential farm that Amal could actually secure. And that's not looking too good too, by the way, because he's 2 levels behind of one shot. So even when it does come to the objective fight later on, this is a Lancelot, but the retribution won't be the same.
It's not on equal footing. And I think worst yet, right? The transition piece. Izanami was supposed to be the one that gets them over early to mid. And now that we're seeing the blade armors coming through, and I'm pretty sure Radiant armors are also eventually going to get built, unless he's got a Divine Glaive on top of maybe having I would say the concentrated energy might just be a little bit better in this particular case, just to sustain in this battle, right? Let's look at the items so far. Sky Piercer already built, and now already looking for a second item, but man, members from the side of Team Spirit already moving to their 4th item for their cores, 3rd item for their side laners.
One Shot doesn't have the Radiant armor yet, but already has the blade armor, enough tankiness to at least sustain the other major damage dealers of HomeBois at this point. So probably a major target for them is indeed gonna be Izanami, considering that he hasn't died yet even once in this game too. So it's gonna be a huge problem for Team Spirit, because Izanami is also able to supplement a bit of crowd control, but HomeBois have to do a great job at protecting these heroes, not just Izanami maybe, because this is a 10k gold lead we're talking about in the hands of Team Spirit, so things can get pretty messy once they approach the base.
Yeah, it's looking to be a checkmate angle, and they've achieved it at a very primal time, right? Because off of this push, HomeBois are not anywhere close to the 42k mark. Team Spirit will eventually hit their final item power spikes, while Hiko, he's done with his items, right? He doesn't even need his situationals because nobody really threatens him at this point. So, unless he wants us to sell his boots off for a wand, oh god. Wait, I mean, Sawo's okay, right? He takes a bit of the damage, but there's a second wave coming through.
There was a slight mistake, it seems, from Sawo in terms of calculating how he could have landed a setup for Team Spirit, but it doesn't seem like he still wants to go for the reset. Might attempt to do something if a member from HomeBois overextends a little bit, but at least they'll keep themselves safe. They'll just stay under the turrets for now, and even Sawo won't risk it anymore, so again, a successful defense, I'd say, for HomeBois.
Very successful indeed. I mean, their composition has the better wave clear, right? Team Spirit are the ones, the way that they siege is by threatening you with their position, by actually catching you prior to the siege or while you are underneath your turrets. And I think that right now, with Sawo losing that flicker, it's a...
Oh, and he doesn't have the flicker, as you mentioned, to get out of that. Spatial migration doesn't land onto anyone. There's the conceal coming in from HomeBois. Might just catch multiple members from Team Spirit, and there you go! But the crossbow of Tang lands onto the members of HomeBois. Can Hiko find a way to take down more than just one member? Vel being chased here by Kid Bomba, and one shot tanky enough to deal with the other members, but Hiko comes in, and with his help, they finally get the kill.
Hiko Mania. He got his name for a reason. A really good engagement coming in from Ivan. Even Vel trying to make sure that this play was going to work out, setting it up for his boy as a secondary engagement tool, but Hiko already had the weakness points already triggered. He had that crossbow of Tang, and even Sawo, he's telling the rest of his team, it's like, hey, I got caught off first, good recovery. This time I'm gonna make it count. Give me 17 more seconds.
That just brings it to the 10k mark, though. In terms of the gold lead, it didn't shrink at all. And Sawo once again with the conceal looking to find a target, but HomeBois are gonna keep themselves safe. Even with multiple successful attempts to defend, without the Lord, Team Spirit were able to take that inhibitor turret up top nonetheless. So this upcoming objective, will HomeBois be brave enough to try and risk it? They're complete in terms of numbers, but in terms of battle spells, these two flickers that aren't in the hands of Vel and Ivan might be crucial.
Extremely crucial. Not to mention, they've got two side waves to deal with, right? Team Spirit can take however long they want to deal with this Lord, and they should be able to secure this without much of a contest from the HomeBois, and this is it. If HomeBois are able to make this one final defense, they will come back into this game on equal terms with Team Spirit, other than the minions pushing. But in terms of power level, Team Spirit, they're looking to try and close this out here. Sawo, he's used that conceal to get another inhibitor on that top side, but hadn't commit the flicker. So we need to see that big choke play from Sawo. That's what we're expecting here, unless One Shot is going to be the one who initiates.
Yeah, because for the past few Lord Sieges, the attempt from Sawo hasn't been that successful. He's always forced to recall, reset, and so Team Spirit are left with 4 members, and of course you'd expect the setups, the engagers to come in from Sawo and of course One Shot, but I feel like for now One Shot is more of the secondary layer of crowd control for Team Spirit so that they don't put themselves too much in a dangerous position. But Sawo, will he get to find it this time? Izanami Yayo still has the Purify, so might not be the best target, but he's already down, half HP! One Shot gets to find a different target. It's Vel instead and sets up for the perfect crossbow of Tang coming in from Hiko Mania, and that will just hand over the win to Team Spirit.
Too many mistakes being made in the earlier stages of the game, and Team Spirit, great converges, great punishes against the HomeBois. This is what I'm talking about. Team Spirit are so solid.
I kind of feel like this is the perfect time to have that rank mentality of that when you lose, blame your jungler. Because I gotta say, Amal on this landslide, he did make a lot of mistakes, and I kind of feel like it's very evident. Like you said, like missed punctures, and then just questioning like, what are you doing there in the first place? And I kind of feel like he wasn't ready to face up against this CC coming in from Kid Bomba, because there were quite a few times where Kid Boba was able to actually catch him with the curtain call, and it made it so that, hey, you want to dash? Hey, guess what? You don't get to do that.
Yeah,
so
you can't.
in this sense, CC is just a better Mincetar in that kind of sense, where you just can't move around and you just have to take the damage. So maybe it's jitters in game number 1, but I really feel like the mid trio, well, I would say Izanami, Ivan, as well as Vel, they tried their very best. But
Yeah.
if your jungler can't really contribute that much, it's not going to be looking good.
Yeah, but that's not the only thing that I thought was really weird, right? They got Vel to kind of move out of his lane, and he sacrificed like, what, 2-3 waves even just to try and force a play with Mel QT's side. All of which, again, I understand the idea behind it, but if the execution doesn't net you that profit, you are on the losing end. The gold swing falls into the favor of Team Spirit very quickly, and we saw by mid-game, both Kid Bomba and Hiko both developed a 1.2k lead. That's not something you want with this type of comp.
Yeah, honestly, HomeBois seemed like they wanted to force too many fights together, which wasn't a bad thing because I feel like their lineup needs to be together for it to work. But Team Spirit, they were just, I'd say, much more composed in a sense that they've had their crucial key heroes or players just working on what needs to be worked on, and namely that's Hiko, who didn't care if he got to join the fight or not, because what's important, what mattered was that he got to get the farm.
Yeah.
I would say is that we saw Hiko with just raw, pure mechanics, but I gotta talk about Kid Bomba's battle IQ, because more often than not, we see like in a fight he's gonna be involved, but the way that he uses this CC is kind of like he's just waiting for them to get in a bad position, curtain call, and then gets away, and then using the Yo-Yo Blitz just to get some of that HP back. But it really does look like his battle IQ is that he's using himself as a bait, make them all these forced mistakes, and then trust his team to follow up, which they did.
I think that's why, Kid Bomba has been such a standout player and some of the best EXP laners in the world, because he is not only trustful of his team, but he's very effective when he is utilizing his abilities. Not only that, right? Because I feel like One Shot had a lot of times where he could have been the first one to engage and then look to kind of like set up for somebody else, but really it's that curtain call that makes the difference, because if you lock down at least one core or even a tank, that's perfect, because you technically get a 2-for-1 if One Shot comes in with the magic thump into the Violent Requiem. You've basically locked down 2 people.
Yeah, I was thinking the same. I feel like best example was the one that happened up top. Like, Kid Bomba was already kind of under the turret. He just had to bounce away to reposition a bit, but that was all him buying time because there were other members of Team Spirit on their way anyway. So they got to somehow manage the team fight, which was looking good for HomeBois supposedly, because I'd say the idea was great. The fist breaks, I'm offended, the setups, and then the follow-up damage from either the Thorn Rose or the Beatrix, because the Bennett's rage happened a lot of times. It got to burst down members a lot of times. But like what happened after that probably was the difference.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, like I really feel like what Kid Boba did was the best example of what we mean by you gotta lie, right? You can't be too honest, because in that situation, people would think that he was throwing, right? but then all of a sudden, everyone is jumping in. But now I want to move on to say that HomeBois is not just AML. There's a lot of mistakes in terms of their abilities as well, because I even remember in mid where
when he throws the Bennett's Rage into the wave.
Into not even into wave, into nothing. I would understand if they're, the minions are there, at least you get value there. You clear minions very fast for you to go to do something else somewhere else. So yeah, I kind of feel like HomeBois, they need to calm down and utilize their skills properly, because at this point, it looks like they're throwing.
To a degree, right? It's just there's the lack of polish, which is why I was saying that for Team Spirit, they need to smell the varnish to give you respect. If not, they're going to just get away with everything, right? Convert on all of your smaller objectives, all of your green caps, all of your buffs. And that's what we saw in this game. That every scenario that we see TS win against the HomeBois, the gold swing is a little too significant than what I would be comfortable with, and HomeBois were more than happy to give it away. So coming into game number 2, and one more thing, another thing that I found really weird, despite TS being the more composed team, they were literally very vocal, shouting in the game, while HomeBois...
that was them?
Yeah, that was them.
Yeah.
HomeBois were the ones who were silent, but they were the ones who didn't seem as composed.
So that was Team Spirit all along.
Team Spirit the whole time.
I mean, we did see a replay once of Kid Bomba shouting.
I mean, when is he isn't?
That's true.
It's on brand.
Yeah.
That's Kid Bomba for you, I guess. But this is also Hiko for you, the rich guy and the carry for that game, who was relatively quiet for a 1-1 from the start. But that didn't matter. Like, the moment he was able to find his footing, join the fights, that's another thing. Like, everyone else made it so easy for him to stack the crossbow of Tang. He didn't have to go out of his way too much to stack the crossbow of Tang.
I mean, like, to be fair, it is based on his skill, because even I was surprised by how quickly he flew up. But either way, like, we can definitely see, like, at least for Team Spirit, in terms of their micro, it's amazing. The decision making, as well as how they perform in the team fights, it's really good. For HomeBois, they really got to make sure that they are back in their own form, back in MPL Malaysia, because they look much more confident in that one, where when they're being aggressive, it's aggressive for a reason, because you can actually get something out of it. For this one, it really does look like you're being aggressive, but at the same time, you're hoping to get lucky, which I kind of feel like is not the right approach.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I want to
That's
believe
Team
that they're...
Spirit, in case you don't know.
As much as I want to believe that they're hoping that they get lucky in a lot of these scenarios, I like the proactiveness coming up from the HomeBois, right? I think that the jitters really are getting to them, and it becomes very evident when you look at these plays like fairly closely. Once they kind of got their composure together, it's a little too late. When you've given a 10K lead over to your opponents can make mistakes like this, like, oh no, it doesn't
That's
matter.
so fast.
And then he goes like, I don't care, right?
That was something I'd expect HomeBois could have really won.
They could have. They could have.
Because those were two members who got caught in the fist break, but in the blink of an eye, while they were being kited, for some reason, Hiko got the stack. So, you know, like that feeling when you were the ones chasing and then suddenly you're the ones.
I would say
getting
this
away.
more on Hiko. Hiko was damn good.
Yeah, he goes really good. He's one of those gold laners that you got to keep an eye out for, right? But hey, it just means that HomeBois need to play a little bit better, right? They need to pump up the standard. They need to be a little bit more consistent and have better execution for this upcoming game. Because again, the ideology for the comps are good from both sides. These teams, I want to say that they're a little more equal, but HomeBois have to show up first.
I mean, here's the thing. Yes, it's not elimination, but you're going to be facing against Onyx. So it kind of feels like you're just delaying the inevitable. So winning this one will make it big, because going to the knockout stage, being top 8, that's huge, right? Even in terms of just the placement you get with the money, right? So I really hope they start locking in, because if they don't do it now, I don't know when.
Yeah, I think they gotta get used to like locking in and just winning it out in
Just be better.
series, being better, because like once you get to the knockouts too, yeah, that means a lot, but
It gets scarier there.
Isn't it single elimination?
It is single eliminations. Hey,
Singles are scary.
they are, and it helps that also that Team Spirit are playing like they don't want to face off Onyx PH. So they really got to pump. They got to put their foot on the gas here. It's really, how badly do you not want to play against the Super Fam?
Yeah, but either ways, I kind of feel like in terms of the draft, I feel like it still makes sense. You know, because
It does.
I feel like here in the MSC, there's no real super bad draft. Sure, there's like one or two, but I feel like every single player, they show you the reason why these heroes are getting picked, and then we can see like in terms of HomeBois draft, it's really about, in a way, like kiting, where you're trying to bait out mistakes with the Ruby as well as the Badang. But again, the way that Hiko played that 1-1 really made it so that it's kind of irrelevant. The moment they want to move forward, you instantly get punished. But to be fair, Hiko was also able to do that kind of damage because they were too far ahead. So again, they just gotta realize, because I feel bad for my boy.
Your boy?
My boy did well, you know, early to mid. Like he had like 0-0 and 6, but at that point it's like, guys, what am I gonna do?
Well, I don't know. I feel like I've been in the scene long enough to witness too many downfalls to kind of care at this point. I know. Look, hey, it's a matter of fact. I've seen a lot of
We
Malaysian
get cynical
teams.
as we get older.
Yeah, we get more and more
I get it.
cynical, which is totally fine. But I think what I appreciate the most from these teams, especially at an international, is when there is that layer of polish, which I think is a big difference compared to all the other MSCs as well as M series that we've seen so far. This time around, the drafts are looking good. We do see the pros and cons of the draft very quickly. It's not like, oh, this is an interesting draft, I hope it works in this way, and nothing happens.
Yeah, no, I agree. They really got to polish this as well as be a little bit hungry.
Hungry.
You didn't guess the joke.
So I'm assuming
No, it's a joke.
Don't worry, it's
geographic
about
joke.
yeah. It's Balkan region. Don't worry about it.
Sure.
Yeah. Look, TS this time. Oh wait, actually, HomeBois have decided to go to the red side.
Yeah. And
Interesting.
for some reason, why do I feel like the 1-1's not gonna be banned all the time in this series?
Because people feel like I can.
Oh, they
I
can. They
Just-
feel like they
just-
can.
Just trust, But
Okay, no.
no.
HomeBois doesn't feel like they should.
They're like, we're done with this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe like one of the players like, Coach, we can. And the coach looks like, like,
Say that to my face. Say that to my face, boy.
Okay.
I can imagine Erpang just holding his little notebook, just pulling it down a little bit, just eyes glaring. Say that to my face, boy. Jushin
Kadira.
gets locked in. Oh,
Wait.
Kadira, CC. HomeBois is really making their own drafts here. And now a quick Lancelot pickup.
Wait, that's what you like to see, right?
I mean, who?
The unique drafts, because the first batch had a lot. So
dude. Oh.
What do you mean this is what we want to see?
I mean, for
What do you
me.
mean by we?
Okay, never mind. It's just me.
All right.
Oh my goodness. But yeah,
Oh,
it
your
feels,
goodness.
kind of feels early.
I agree with you with that. I think that the Kadira is a little
Especially because they already have a mid laner.
That's
Yes.
well, unless no,
It's not?
No.
Unless-
What are you trying to say?
No.
He knows what I'm trying to say, unless it's a roamer.
I
mean-
don't. No. I don't know what you're smoking right now, but you got to stop it. All right, get back on the meds here, sir. It's not happening. Fanny is getting locked in, baby.
Okay.
HomeBois, balls to the wall.
Hey, talk about changes, right? Talk about changes. Like, you know what? I feel like in that game,
Hey.
it wasn't hard enough.
If I were right behind HomeBois right now, wasn't there a time they also went Mincetar Gold?
They did do that.
Just to double down.
Shut up and talk, okay? But less of the talk right now. That did not work out.
Yikes.
I mean, like, here's the thing. Coach Jesvin, honestly, I respect him a lot. Like,
Okay.
he has these crazy ideas. And like I said previously about the drafts, like, once it's finished, the questions will always be there. But as the game progresses, you can see the logic around it. For now, you don't see it. Hey, trust me, even I don't. But eventually, just wait for this.
Okay,
to
let's
play
just wait
out.
for the last two.
Exactly.
If this gets even weirder, wait, what does that say? Oh, it's the Malaysian. Oh, dude, he's got the notebook for the Malaysian Esports Federation. That's
Oh,
cool.
wow.
Yeah, I didn't know they had a notebook. I thought he would get a shirt at most. But even so, if this draft gets even weirder, I'm just gonna assume that Jesven, he just misses his girlfriend or something. I don't know, dude. Because I mean, this is we're not seeing traditional tanks.
What?
No, it's about like never let your opponents know what's going on.
I don't know.
The element of surprise.
Yeah.
I would disagree.
Never be honest. Always cheat. Okay, not that one. But
What?
like you gotta have this deception. Be
Okay.
a magician.
This looks too honest though.
What's honest? What, you think this fan is going jungle? Actually, yeah, probably. But you know, it's like make them think. Hey, are we not thinking about it? Are we not
We're
confused?
thinking. I'm thinking too hard about it.
No.
What do you think about their opponents?
I think we have to simplify this just a little bit,
Okay,
right? Because
okay.
right now it's a pick-off composition from the side of the HomeBois. I don't know how they want to round off the pick-off composition or who's going to be the true setter. Because if they throw Kadira into this mix, there's already like a Badang Lancelot and as well
Jushin.
as the Jushin. And if Jushin just takes Purify, you basically dodge 90% of the abilities in the first place, right? Iframes from one and a good follow-up coming in from this Badang. I think if TS wants to have any opportunity, and this is why they're thinking about their last ban, right? They've gotten rid of the Gatot, they get rid of the Harrods, so now they just need to make sure that HomeBois don't scale to the late game. So worst comes to worst, your pick off, you get a huge snowball. Oh no, 10k lead. But if you can't clear waves, you don't scale that well, they can hold out.
Now I'm also thinking about the Mincetar. Because
See?
in your
It's
head,
actually pretty good.
in your head is always that what if.
See?
What if or please do?
Yeah.
Maybe you agree with me now.
I mean, it's not that I disagree. It's more like I don't want it to be a reality.
You're getting very convincing, Brigida. I'm just gonna say that.
You
You
should
know,
have
LaFell
more
usually
confidence
doesn't
in
agree
yourself,
with me,
yeah.
but I think you're the only person who's made him agree with you this entire time.
So yeah, they don't agree with us. They're gonna simplify it maybe as we asked.
No,
so.
it's still snowball oriented. It works in the favor of profile of picking people off. But really, are they gonna like run with Kaja or something? They're running with Franco. Oh, actually, Franco doesn't sound too bad.
Yeah, actually, it doesn't sound too bad, yeah.
Irithel, alright.
Okay.
I mean, like, again, that's a lot of counters here. It looks like Team Spirit, they're really going for standard, and then HomeBois is really going for a question mark, which again could work.
They're going for a gas sort of like composition.
Yeah.
Ooh, Cho,
Ooh.
so good. Good denial from TS, but now we see the instant response here. It's going to be the Hilda. So strange. This is giving me like Ultra Legend vibes.
Because it's really like HomeBois. Even if you look at how they played in game number 1, their idea is that kill them very, very fast,
Yeah.
and then hope for the best. Which, not gonna lie, I like that. It's something that I wish I can do in my ranked games, but now I'm gonna throw it over to you guys where, not gonna lie, I have no idea how to call this match.
Yeah, I'm not sure how to call this match either, but hey, it's going to be an interesting one. The composition from the HomeBois is so damage-oriented, and the setter, surprisingly enough, is going to be a combination of the Curtain Call and some of the Breath of the Ocean plus Petrify, right? That's what we're hoping to see from the side of the HomeBois. Team Spirit, they've got like we've seen compositions like this all the time within our MPL regions. But it's time. Let's head on over into the land of Dawn. MSC has been an exciting time as the Esports World Cup continues. But it's going to be Team Spirit on blue side facing off against HomeBois on the red side. Team Spirit on match point.
Yep. As you mentioned, Team Spirit clearly have to respect the amount of crowd control and burst that is going to come from the side of HomeBois, which results to, again, Sunset Lover and Hiko forced to pick up the Purify because the Kadita, which oftentimes goes with a pull yourself together too, and that's no joke because they almost always have the Petrify. You can just go in and out because, again, it's much more faster this time around. And considering that Ivan's the one who can do majority of the job of just trying to disrupt the members, then you'll feel so much more confident to just go in. But Sawo responds with that flicker as well, committed onto Ivan, and the Lantern Flare immediately punishes HomeBois in their attempt.
What was that? I mean, really good response coming in from the side of Team Spirit. Like, HomeBois nearly came in with Grand Theft Auto there for a moment. Not Grand Theft Purple or Grand Theft Orange in this case, just one of the green camps. That's totally fine. But even so, this does mean that Team Spirit has tempo on their side.
Oh, will Emil actually try to find a target? Gets to secure the kill on Sawo. So somehow it's like a trade that's a bit delayed, but yeah, I feel like what Team Spirit tried to do there was very similar to what HomeBois tried to do in the first few minutes of the game.
It's just mirrored sides, right? All right, let's look at the emblems and see whether we can get some ideas, because I'm seeing a lot of lethal ignition on either side. They're going for big burst damage. They're looking to, try and take them out as soon as possible. They also have Concussive Blast on this Hilda to try and unlock Izanami as soon as possible. Clear the waves fast, then immediately start hiding. Guerrilla warfare.
Yeah, it's clearly burst that HomeBois wants to go for. Oh, a two-man fist break, fist crack by Kid Bomba. But there isn't any follow-up damage, and now HomeBois knows that they don't have those resources. But Salvo finds the last hit on the turtle objective. Amal with the counter gets to take down one shot, and he's looking for Kid Bomba next. That's a triple for Amal on the Fanny.
Really nicely done. Sunset Lover couldn't peel enough. There's a lot of mobility from HomeBois' side. And I gotta give it to Kid Bomba. He got some right ideas, right? I wish he didn't commit the ultimate onto 2 so early on in his lane. He could have used it a little bit later, but he still tried to slow down Izanami. Like watch this, right? Kid Bomba, he absorbs the damage. He doesn't mind, tries to dodge, but it's too late because the conversion from the side of the HomeBois kind of forced them into the corner, right? Sandwiching them in the river.
Oh, but Ivan, though, gets taken back under the turret through the Lantern Flare. This is such an action-packed early game for both of these two teams. We're seeing kills happen here and there. Up top, there's another committed ultimate from Kid Bomba, but he did not expect Izanami to be there.
The pull yourself together stacks are coming through, and Amal doubling down, right? Making sure that he's got the Blade of Heptases to double up on that burst damage. You show up, you go for that kill, and they want more.
Sawa finds the kick, but with Vel and the Yo-Yo Blitz, he won't get to survive much long. That was such a good shutdown if they got it against Amal, but I don't think they'll be able to get that as easily. Sunset Lover trying to help One Shot here, still getting the stacks on the Lantern Flare, and One Shot gets the final hit.
Yep, all this because there is no information over the mid lane, right? Because we're seeing that both Izanami and Ivan are doing two separate things. Izanami trying to hurt Kid Bomba on the top side of the map, while Ivan needs to make sure that he is giving vision over where One Shot is. It is costing them a little bit, but not enough to turn this game around. Amal still has a 3-kill lead so far, while One Shot has already taken a single death, but he is up by 2 kills, so it's not like he's too far away.
Yeah, somehow they can still find a way to deal with this. They might want to contest though, but Fel doing a great job scouting the members of Team Spirit, but Hiko decides to join in. Doesn't, or already uses the heavy crossbow too, by the way. And you can't just see that damage just yet. Izanami yet again bursting Kid Bomba. A member down from Team Spirit. Down below though, they find Ivan. That 5th time they get to secure the kill, but Amal will be just trying to look for the other target. Secures the retribution on the turtle first before he decides to join the fight down bottom. Tries to go for Hiko. There's the Crimson Beacon coming in from Sunset Lover. But that's a shutdown coming in from Team Spirit.
Nicely played. Very nicely played from Hiko's side. Unfortunately for Amal, it just doesn't have enough damage to completely burst through yet. I'm pretty sure that his lethal ignition had already procced on somebody else, and the same goes for his Heptases. So I think at that point, Amal might have considered backing off there, but he was confident because Hiko is playing an Aerotho who's known to be really squishy. I'm curious to see the item list in just a little bit, but it looks like a fight's about to break out.
Yeah, Izanami gets spotted out there, forced to use the ultimate just to escape. But I think that's what HomeBois needs, or what Team Spirit needs to do. Just always scout where these members could potentially be.
And the reason now, I see the reason why Hiko was able to survive that initial dive. First item has Claw. He's looking to sustain through the damage for the most part, especially in the early game, because he knows, hey, I gotta wait for my timing, right? I'm playing Purify, I'm not playing Sprint, I'm not all damaged just yet.
Yep. Getting through the laning stage is very crucial in this case. Oh, they get to bring Ivan down to half HP. Amal flies in. Doesn't get to damage anyone that much, but then there's the conceal cancelled immediately by Kid Bomba. However, there goes the Fist Break, blocking the path from HomeBois, but they still find a way to get in. They use the way of the dragon onto Vel, and Amal will be able to catch up, but somehow Team Spirit get to manage it. There's the flicker from Kid Bomba, but the other members of HomeBois have a way to disengage.
What was that? Vel had the most ideal flank possible. The follow-up just wasn't there for the side of the HomeBois, even though a majority of the abilities came out from the side of Team Spirit. Unfortunately, Izanami didn't have his ult, and the disruption from both sides wasn't able to line up perfectly despite that flank. And I think this is the big struggle we're seeing from both of these teams, right? They are ult dependent at the end of the day. HomeBois, they want to snowball this out of control, and Team Spirit are not giving them that ground. They're forcing them to use resources.
Wow. They actually delayed the reset for Amal. Find the way of the dragon onto Vel, and yet again One Shot might find another kill. Vel is already down. Izanami goes in. Doesn't get to burst anyone though. Sunset Lover finds Ivan instead. This is the time for Amal, but he gets cancelled by the Jeet Kundo. This is Team Spirit. They're literally on a roll.
They're on a roll. They're pulling it back. Even though HomeBois started things off pretty exciting. Team Spirit, their fundamentals stay true and they stay strong. They haven't broken under this type of pressure just yet. And honestly, it looks like they're very comfortable with this style of, you know, constant, consistent brawls, instant invades, split map rotations as well to kind of distribute the damage.
This is indeed becoming such a brawly fight.
Look at the damage dealt, right? Already we're getting into the 22,000s.
Yeah, this is a 9-8 kill score in 7 minutes of this game. I mean, you'd understand why HomeBois, they have so much kill potential, mainly through Izanami. And yet again, similar to what happened in game number 1, Team Spirit aren't able to deal with him just yet. They're not able to find a way to kill or take down Izanami. There's been great positioning coming in from this mid laner so far, but there are other things which matter too when the team fight breaks out. Just so long as Team Spirit still has the Purify, or these crucial heroes dodge the combos from Izanami, then that's an immediate reposition and a way to re-engage in the fight.
Talking about things that matter, I think HomeBois, they should keep on looking to try and force scenarios against Team Spirit, because at this point, the majority of the leads that we see from Team Spirit are actually in the hands of Hiko, right? Hiko alongside with Sunset Lover. They are the big profiteers of this. Well, I'm not going to forget about One Shot because, again, he is 2 levels ahead of Amal, and they were able to take away the purple buff. It feels like HomeBois, now they've come to a point where they've hit a brick wall, they can't seem to get past this plateau, and are now diverging resources to Mel QT.
Sawo uses the Way of the Dragon onto Izanami. Still has the passive though. There's the flicker. Sawo tries to escape. Also has the conceal. Vel will try to chase after him. Also has the vengeance. But will it be enough? This might be the perfect time for HomeBois to go in. And there you go. Amal tries to look for a kill but gets blocked. It seems like the purple buff spawned just in time. And now Ivan might just get punished for this attempt.
Unlucky, unfortunate, and One Shot takes out Izanami before he could get the heal from the ult. Everything that could have gone wrong, despite it looking so good for the HomeBois, stolen away.
That was a sequence of unfortunate events for HomeBois. That could have looked like the perfect opportunity for them to finally chase after Team Spirit because Sawo was very unsuccessful in his attempt. We have to look closely at this replay. Just look at how that path was suddenly blocked by the spawn of the purple buff. Oh, we didn't even get to catch it on camera, but...
I mean, mainly because Team Spirit won't stop pouring gasoline on this fire, right? And this dumpster fire is getting a little out of control. Another purple buff steal coming up for the side of Team Spirit. Not to mention that even for Amal, he was locked onto the wall. Luckily, Amal was able to find a purple buff of his own regardless, so he's able to make things happen. He's trying to even up the pressure off of this Lord push because let's be real here. HomeBois don't exactly have the greatest wave clear.
Yep. So they might have to rely on a surprise, and that's exactly the surprise they might need. But Kid Bomba still survives, and with the Crimson Beacon going in, Team Spirit, they just keep finding targets against HomeBois.
They do. They really do. This Lancelot is so ridiculous. He's got the One Shot's got the items, and really he's living up to that namesake. They're gonna push in. No inhibitor now.
Oh, look at the damage. Ivan can't even survive. Phantom Execution to execute him then and there. They're just working on the minion waves, but will Team Spirit actually try to go for it? They just focus down all their resources on the base. They'll still get to cast the rough waves and clear the minion waves.
All right. Well done. At least they defend, right? At least they defend. That's all I can say about it. Winsome Nature being utilized by Hiko. He's been scaling at a steady pace, like a too good of a steady pace, some may say. 4 items already complete. He says no to the Windtalker, says yes to the GDS, which is a little interesting, right? Because he understands that, hey, not only do I need to survive, I need to make sure that I don't take any residual damage from everybody else. People like Vel, people like Amal, if he's chasing me. Izanami especially.
And it's fortunate that Izanami, even at this point, still has that damage you have to respect, enough to even clear out that wave, which Team Spirit could have definitely used to try and put an end to the game. And that's clearly what they're after right now as they try to take out all remaining outer turrets. One Shot might just want to look for a target once again down bottom, but HomeBois will have to keep themselves safe. There's still a few more seconds before the next objective spawns, and if you're Team Spirit, you can't afford to make mistakes, but the Sawo actually want to try and go for something.
I think it's worthwhile. They've got a 10k lead, and it's clear that Izanami can only one-shot Hiko. And honestly, as long as they find the position of where Izanami is, it's not that big of a deal, right? Because I'm pretty sure Hiko is going to get his Winsome Nature off of cooldown in just a little bit. So that is going to take care of at least 2 of the carries from the side of the HomeBois.
Yeah, this is an interesting damage dealt ranking though. Vel is 4th and is the most damage dealt in HomeBois on the CC so far. But Sunset Lover, Hiko, and One Shot, they're definitely up there. Could this be the timing they want to go for, because it's only a few seconds? No, even the Lord has already spawned, so Team Spirit seems like they want to make something happen, but HomeBois, they've split themselves up pretty well, not unless they try to go for Ivan. Oh, gets blocked, however, and on the other side of the map, it's Kid Bomba who they try to burst down. Amal, will he successfully find the target? Gets knocked back, and One Shot on the other side of the map, though, he finds the kill on Izanami. Together with Hiko, they've zoned out majority of the members of HomeBois.
Yeah, and that's what a 10k league gets you, you know? I think that was a little greedy for Sawa to initiate this fight by saying, hey, Ivan's the guy that we need to start things off with, right? I'm gonna go for not only just the kick, but a flicker kick, which is a big resource to use considering that Amal is still at large. There's also Mel QT.
Yeah.
At the end of it all, they still get pretty much everything from the HomeBois. Every single one of their battle spells are gone. Izanami ended up dying in that fight because once again, One Shot just seems to not be able to make a mistake.
Yeah, luckily it went that way, right? Because the kick seemed like it was something HomeBois could have punished. And I don't think that the other members went for the wrong targets either. Amal onto the back lines, maybe Izanami though, tried to go for Kid Bomba, so maybe that could have been the one thing that was different. But let's see how they defend this for now, because these are consecutive waves coming in. They decide to go in with the flicker. Kid Bomba sets up for another kill, and it seems like HomeBois are just falling one by one, and so will their base. Team Spirit shall advance to the knockouts.
Well done. Team Spirit representing EECA, going to be showing the world that they're back on that world stage, and my God, are they great at closing out this show.
I think Kara, the interview just now, there was a mistranslation. You know, Kara did say that they want to go up against HomeBois, and
Hey,
there you go. Hey, he was right. Right? Maybe it's just mistranslation. He said like, oh, I'm facing against HomeBois, but yeah, that game, it was explosive. It was dynamic, but again, I kind of feel like being on stage, there's an art to it, right? Like again, you don't want to be too nervous, but at the same time, you don't want to be too hype. And I kind of feel like the too hypeness is everywhere, from the draft, from the game, from the decision making. Because again, I kind of feel like HomeBois, yeah, it's a very good start, but then at the end of the day, there was just a lot of things that we got to question, and part of it is it's just bad luck. What, dude?
To be fair, yeah, there were. I
Yeah.
have to admit that some of the turnaround moments definitely You have to incorporate bad luck, but you got to give it to Team Spirit,
Yeah.
right? Because they identified straight away that HomeBois is playing an extremely volatile lineup. It's not going to scale very well in the later stages of the game. It only wants to snowball. Therefore, that's why Team Spirit is so down to trade 50-50. Because if they keep trading 50-50 the whole game, eventually they will outscale them naturally without having to do too much. And Kid Bomba, I love his build, right? I'm going to go Thunderbelt. We're going to be fighting a lot anyways. I'm going to get a boatload of stacks.
Yeah.
And that worked out because Izanami just couldn't one-shot him at all.
Yeah, that's true. The item priorities played a huge role in this game. Both Hiko, both Kid Bomba, the side lanes.
Yeah, and now we got to throw it over interview with Eterna as well as Kid Bomba.
Thank you so much, casters. We're here now with Kid Bomba. All smiles right now, Kid Bomba.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone. So coming into this match, I had a little bit of an interview with Hiko yesterday, and he mentioned that he wants to even the score with HomeBois. What's that about?
I don't know. We faced them a lot. In M6 it was Vamos, but then they were HomeBois earlier as well, and we have like, I don't know, it's kind of like a vendetta with the organization, you know? Like Team Spirit versus HomeBois. We always play them in every international, I don't know why.
So how does it feel to finally get your revenge here against HomeBois?
Feels good to beat them in the same place we lost last year, also 2-0. So yeah.
So you're coming back here, and you're going to be able to move forward to the knockouts. So congratulations. Did you expect to be able to come this far?
We did. We had really good scrim results, so we aren't surprised that we do well. But now the real fight starts, you know, because now we will fight all the good teams in the playoffs.
So what's your main concern here coming into the knockouts? What are the teams that maybe you're looking forward to going against, or maybe even wanting to avoid?
I guess you don't want to fight Onyx ID in the first round, because in my eyes they're the strongest team here, and Team Liquid as well. So wouldn't want to fight these two in the first round, but you're gonna fight all of them eventually, and we want to play versus them because we always have struggled against Indonesian and Filipino teams in the world stage. So we want to prove that we can beat them.
He wants to prove that they can beat the Indonesian and Filipino representatives. All right, thank you, Kid Bomba. Did anything happen in the the group stages that were a little, what happened there? Like maybe upsets, like what happened to Mythic, Aurora, Onyx PH? Did any of that surprise you?
I'm not that surprised that SRG is in the lower bracket, like last year, but they're still a very strong team. I'm not underestimating them. SRG is very strong. What else? I thought Onyx ID would win versus Team Liquid, but they lost, unfortunately. So yeah, that's the only thing that's like upsetting.
Okay,
Not
look.
upsetting, but like an upset.
Yeah, it's an upset, not upsetting. We gotta make that clear. I heard LaFell laugh really, really loud just then. So, do you think Spirit can pull off the same? Can you guys create upsets here on the world stage?
We hope so. We really hope so. The playoffs are gonna start in how many days? Couple days. So we will prepare for them. We will try our best, and yeah, just watch out for us.
Watch out for Team Spirit, because I think that's what people are kind of expecting coming through this. I don't think you're a dark horse. I think you've been granted the role of like contender. How does that make you feel?
I guess last Riyadh we could have already gotten that title since we got top 4 the year before that, but we finished top 12 that year. But now we got top 12 again, top 4 again, so we proved that we're pretty good, and now we want to prove it again, so let's just see what will happen. I also want to fight Aurora Turkey.
Aurora Turkey, why? What's going on with Aurora?
Because my friend Tienzi is there.
Ah, your friend Tianzi's there. What about SRG? You know, you got HomeBois down. Do you want to complete your revenge arc against SRG?
I'd love to face CFU or SRG as well, but I don't know who's going to win that series, so
No predictions?
no predictions.
No predictions. All right, so coming into the knockouts, is there any message that you want to send to the rest of the team later on?
Good luck, everyone. I'm not going to be overconfident yet.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. So once again, congratulations, Kid Bomba. We'll see you in the knockouts. And we are going to throw it over back to our casters.
You know what, Gideon? Let's congratulate ourselves because now Malaysia is the new Indonesia. SRG is the new RRQ. Because at this point, I feel like it's fair to say it, and people don't even dare talk about anyone from Malaysia anymore. Hey, we win one time and now we're like this.
When did we suck? when did our fan base suck? I thought we were humble, and then we got that first international. They're like, yeah, we'll show the world how it's like to be on top, how to be humble and be on top. But hey, regardless, it's been a good time. And honestly, I got to shout out to the EECA as a region. Best interviews through and through. Virtus Pro Pluto and
Yeah.
Kid Bomba, they always give banger interviews.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say anything either.
Hey.
They've convinced me enough to
You know
not
what?
say anything.
That's a good thing. Shut up and talk.
I'll just shut up and talk.
Oh boy. I mean, in this game alone, right, it definitely feels like HomeBois, they took a very risky gamble with the composition that they ended up with in game number 2, and Team Spirit took full advantage. But I think the scariest part about them, as soon as those first couple of lords come out, you can feel like that impending doom, right? They're ending this game with like an 11, about 12k lead.
It was a very similar situation to game number 1. Mind you, it reached another 12k gold lead, so that doesn't look too good. I'm choosing my words very, very, very...
Malaysia's the new Indo.
Yeah, I'm choosing my words. That didn't look too good, but
Indo, you need to
Base.
step up.
yeah, they still have a lower bracket. So,
Yeah.
HomeBois, but that's against
Hey.
Onyx, so I'm not gonna say anything again.
Let's check the match MVP of this one. It's gonna be.
It better be.
Hold on.
Hiko!
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. He's good. Let's not question it.
I would say,
2-0-10.
like, considering his performance in game number 1, I can kind of see it happening, right? Personally, for me, I would probably say one shot in this because in both matches he played a strong game, but Hiko definitely is like an absolute rock because we haven't seen him lose a lane just yet, and even when pressure is applied towards him, his item builds really reflect his game IQ, and not to mention his just gold management overall.
Yep. This guy, he seemed too reliable on the gold lane. That
Too
they,
reliable. Maybe just a little bit less reliable. What we get rid of.
They need not put too much attention on him anymore. He still got to manage everything, and in the late game, did what was expected of him for his team.
Kids, be like Hiko. Don't gamble. Be sturdy and straight.
And now we got to look at the groups here just to see how things have been shaking up. This is going to be pretty interesting because, like Bomba said, even he doesn't want to predict anything. SRGOG going up against CFU Gaming, a rematch in a sense. Onyx ID going up against Virtus Pro, where Onyx ID, we heard from Kiboma as one of the strongest teams, and now Virtus Pro as well. Even though they came from the wildcards, they definitely look very, very strong.
Yeah. I'm still looking at SRG versus CFU though.
I don't know. This is a repeat of like M6 all
Yeah.
over again.
I mean, I
We
don't know. I'm nervous. Even I don't want to see anything.
How many super
Same.
plays can Innocent pull off against this team before they're like, when do we let it happen? Are we just letting this happen? Are we just, giant TikTok reels on a stick?
That SOD, can it happen again? I don't know,
Hey,
but
just ban Moskov. Yeah, now we're looking at Group B here, and Aurora Gaming going up against Team Flash. Good luck, Team Flash. And then HomeBois going up against Onyx Philippines. Good luck, HomeBois.
HomeBois.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not looking good for Group B, right? Obviously,
Yeah.
because of the upsets that have happened, it really kind of changes the dynamic of how this group works. But regardless, seeing both RRQ and as well as Team Spirit move on is already a really good accomplishment. At least RRQ don't have to worry about getting grouped. Team Spirit looking to not only take top 4, but go a little bit beyond.
Okay, I'm gonna be second batch tomorrow, so let's look at the schedule. I want to see
Okay,
what matches I'm gonna be looking at. We're starting with
Oh my
SRG and
God.
CFU, and then
Okay.
Onyx gets VP. Okay.
Hey, at least you can wave off Flash SG.
Yeah.
so it's Group
yeah.
A first and then Group B. So we'll follow that
I
order.
think Team Spirit is HomeBois, but other than that,
Yeah, other than
Yeah,
that, it's fine.
see, even the production don't dare to touch Malaysia.
They're like, no. They're cursed. Their fans are whack.
That's just not okay.
I like that now. It's basically canon. Don't touch Malaysia. The players don't dare do it. Casters don't dare do it. Production don't dare do it. Hey, we won one time and now we conquer the world. Either way, that's it for us, folks. I hope you guys had fun. We kind of did. This is Brigida. This is Gideon. My name is Afel. Tomorrow's going to be amazing matches depending on which team you guys are supporting. And we'll see you guys tomorrow.